The purpose of this tutorial is to show you how to create a free website using Google Sites. In this particular instance, I've already opened up Google and I've searched for Google Sites. The first thing I'm going to do is click on the hyperlink because that's the correct location. If you already have a Gmail account, the only thing you need to do is use that in order to log in. If you don't have a Gmail account, please register for that first because that'll give you access to other Google products that are available. In this instance, the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to type in my username that I typically use for Google. And in this case, I'm going to enter the password. Once I click sign in, I should have access to the site. And it lets me know over here to the left that this is the button that I would use to click and create a particular website. And one of the things that you can certainly do is also create wikis that are collaborative in nature, which allow you to share data amongst yourself or others that you wish to share information with. So the first thing I'm going to do is click the create button. And what's happening here is I have the opportunity to create either a blank template, which means that I create a website from scratch. I could choose any of these particular thumbnails that are showing up on my screen, or I can browse the gallery and select one of the templates based on what's present inside of the Google site area. If I want to explore some of the templates that are available in this location, the only thing I should do is just hover over the item and click. It'll give you a little thumbnail so that you can see what's available. And if you decide that you want to click and create a website based on that template, you select. In this instance, I want to hit cancel because again I want to create my site from scratch. So I'm going to use the blank template, which is selected because I see the little square border around it. And furthermore, I'm going to give it a name. Now, to use this site, I'm going to create something that's a little more generic. And so, in this case, let's see, I'm going to call this one How to Use Google Sites. And in this particular case, it may not take the name, but what you'll notice is I put the name up here. And I also notice that I get this URL address. So if you ever want to share the site, once Google accepts it, what you would do is share that particular link with others so that they would be able to visit your web page. Because I like to possibly reserve this name, I'm going to add modifiers on the end, such as numbers. And typically you can use numbers or letters for that. I'm just going to add in a couple of numbers. And if you look on the screen, you can see that this area lets you select a theme. So you can click on that arrow, scroll down, and you can choose a template that you desire. And in my case, I'm going to choose something neutral like Solitude and Olive. As I scroll down a little bit further, I can click on this drop-down area, and I can give a description for my site. And in this case, you want to enter and use keywords that give users an idea of what kind of site they're going to visit should they discover your location inside of a major search engine such as Google, Yahoo, or Bing. And it also allows you to check off an area if you have sensitive content that's going to be mature in nature and not appropriate for all audiences. So if that's the case, you would check that box. And the last thing is trying to guess what these letters are. And this just verifies that you're not a robot. After doing all of that, I'm going to attempt to create my page by scrolling back up to the top, and I'm going to click the Create button. And in this instance, typically Google doesn't like this type of naming scheme, and I'm well aware of that. So I'm going to put this in, and I'm going to have to enter the letters again, and you'll notice that they changed. And I'll click Create Site again. And you can see at the top that Google says creating your site. And once that takes place, the site is all set up. And if you look at the top, you'll notice that's going to be your URL address. And so now you're set up so that you can start creating content and sharing it with your target audience. That concludes our session for how to create a free website using Google Sites.